We've travelled down from Padua to Rome, and now we're making our way towards Montecassino. Now, just so she won't be too disappointed when we get there, we shan't see much of the abbey itself, a glimpse outside, and nothing inside. But enjoy the ride as we make our way up the mountain. I guess that's Casino down there. In the last war, when the area was occupied by the Germans, we, the British, invaded in the south of Italy and were making our way northwards. I should say, as you probably know, that we had alongside us our allies, mainly Commonwealth I think, but also other units from Poland for instance, and a bit of help from the US. Not surprisingly, the Germans had made a strong defensive point of this mountain. As you can see, it commands the whole area. Many assaults were made up the hill and many people died. Much courage was demonstrated. This went on for ages, months I think, and eventually some sort of agreement was arrived at with the German defenders that at least the many civilian refugees who for some reason were up there in the buildings at the top of the hill would be evacuated during a sort of truce. The plan was that when this evacuation had been completed, a force of bombers would arrive and totally obliterate everything at the top of the mountain. I'm not sure if the Germans knew about this part of the plan. Unfortunately, and I have no idea why, the bombers arrived the day before the evacuation rather than the day after. You can imagine what happened. One of the most ancient and respected abbeys in Europe was reduced, as planned, to a pile of rubble, and many of the refugees, as well as German soldiers, were killed. To make matters even worse, the resulting pile of rubble proved to be an even better position to defend and a more difficult one to take. Now, we have arrived at the top of the mountain, and here is your glimpse of the abbey. We are heading south again, and we are staying a couple of nights in Sorrento. We stopped on the way at Pompeii, and I have no pictures of either place. From Sorrento, we'll take a day trip to Capri. We've boarded a minibus to ride up the hill, and I'm going to let the film tell its own story.
Oh God.
You have to be careful watching side vehicles you put over here.
I don't know what it is.
It's yeah.
My husband and I just can't understand.
This is bad.
I don't know what it is. Or they don't care. I guess so. What is it? Yeah. Oh my heavens.
Oh, what's that? We're in the middle, not the
Do
right.
we ever get to the point where you can't pass?
Yes,
Yeah,
right now, the moment of
I
truth.
think this is it.
This is the moment of truth.
The rule is that you must.
Oh.
Obviously, this is included in the tour, right?
This is what did he say?
This is where we get out and walk, is it? Yeah.
As you see, there is a room for a newspaper, no more than that. Very good, Luigi. Ah, the panoramas.
What a perfect day.
I'm not more than
We are fortunate. You know, I didn't mind the rain in Pompeii yesterday. That's okay.
We'll soon reach the end of the bus ride, and then we'll have a look round the upper town of Capri, but there's further to go yet. And here we find my girlfriends again from the coach party. I believe that mainly they are nurses from Florida. Yeah.
This is the best Kodak moment of my life. Station refuge for birds. Yeah. And we can't go to, but we are just walking to the tiny white house. Is that the one we could see from the port? Please follow me all too, because I have something to show to you there, and afterward we go through the garden and get down the exit, okay?
Now, as you can see, we're fairly high up now, but I did say that we had further to go, didn't I? And I meant upwards. And this is us, including me, on a ski lift. How they got me on this thing, I don't know. Well, I do actually. They told me that I had already paid for it in the price of the tour. Anyway, here we are even higher, and the one thing on my mind is how do I get back down again? And here's Walter checking where the sun is. But all I'm doing is checking this ski lift thing. How do I get on and get a good grip on it before being lobbed over that edge there? It's bad enough getting on it at the bottom to come upwards. Down there you've got a few seconds to get a good grip on it before it gradually takes off from the ground level. Up here, in no time at all, you're shot out over that precipice. Well, at least they've got a piece of wire netting here to catch you. I hope it's been tested lately. Somehow. Blimey, just editing this film's bringing it all back to me and making me feel a bit you-know-what. I'm gripping onto the chair here. How I managed to get out my camcorder, I have no idea. But if the film's a bit shaky, I hope you'll understand. Now you'll have to watch part 4 to see if I survived.